Well, we all have seen Fast and Furious, right? Where the massive supercharger is sticking out of the hood. So obviously I had to do the same. And you know what's the ironic thing about this? Is that the car doesn't even have a supercharger. It has twin turbos. So sorry guys, I am a massive turbo fan. Nevertheless, this is a Dodge Charger R/T and it's a 1969 model and it's looking good. Oh my gosh. Nevertheless, do you know what motor is in here? It is a V8 7-liter motor. That's correct. 7 liters, guys, and I tweaked it quite a lot. So the stock standard engine name is a 440, which I kind of assume is the cubic inch because it's like a darn 7 liter. So it's a 440 Magnum engine. Nevertheless, this engine is not standard anymore. We have tuned it drastically. Let me quickly show you guys what we have done. So over here at the conversion, we kept the stock standard engine in. So I just want to let you guys know how I do this is I tune the stock engines, and if you guys want to see any engine conversion on this car, let me know in the comments below. I'll have that video out for you within a week. Nevertheless, we have got a few others to choose from as well. Look at this thing, a 6.2 liter. Usually you're like, wow, this is big, but compared to this car, that is even smaller. Nevertheless, we got a 6.7 liter V8 turbo diesel. Oh my word. Check that, Newton meters, 1400 Newton meters, and currently we are at 1200. And this is stock motor, untuned. That is crazy. So yeah, we got the V10, the 6.2 liter V8 DSC, V12, and another V8 DSC. So let's quickly go to the drivetrain. We kept it at rear wheel drive. Going over to the turbo, we have got twin turbos installed. For the engine, we have installed technically everything at max, but there is one thing we have installed at max, and that is, as you might guess, the oil coolers. Let's just quickly run through here. So just to give you an idea, this is a 7 liter engine when it's stock, but we bored it out to 7.5. Holy goodness. For the pistons, we have got race. Turbos, we got race obviously. Flywheel is race. Intercooler is also race. But you're at the oil cooling. If we have to install the race one, we only gain 4 kilowatts. But look at the weight. So this car weighs 1,309 tons, 309. Take it to 327. That is like 16 kilograms for 4 kilowatts. No, I'm sorry, that's not worth it for me. So nevertheless, let's quickly go over the handling. We have got the race brakes. Sorry about that. And then we also got the rally springs. For the sway bars, anti-roll bars, sorry, we have got max installed, race, and we don't have a roll cage installed because this is just going to add a bunch of weight. And then for the weight reduction, we obviously have the race installed, which saves us 319 kilograms. Goodness. Going over the drivetrain, we have got the race clutch installed. The transmission is the race transmission, which is the 6-speed. I'm not gonna lie, I think 6 speeds are just a bit too much for this car. It kind of likes the long gears. For the race driveline, we have, for the drivetrain, the driveline, we've got the race installed. For the differential, we also have race. Going over the tires, we obviously have drag slicks. For the front, because this car is rear-wheel drive, we don't need big tires in the front, so that's why we got it on the stock standard ones. And the biggest ones we could have fitted on at the back. Going over the wheels, you can literally put on any wheels you like. Just make sure they are the lightest wheels. And we didn't change the rim size because that just adds to weight. And for the width, we just took it to the max one just to make it a little bit more flush with the body. And for the final one, we have got the aerodynamics part. I didn't install anything. The only thing I installed was this hood. So actually, yeah, that is just visual. That's all it is. But just to show you guys, by actually going to the stock standard one, that adds 3 kilograms. So that is literally the only reason why I installed it. Okay, so let's quickly head back and go to the tune. So because this car is rear-wheel drive, we gotta make sure the tire pressure is at its minimum. on the rears, because this actually adds to drag, and drag increases the grip. But for the front, because there's no power going to the front, we have actually pushed up the tire pressure till max. This helps with top end stability and also less drag. For the gearing, here is the gearing. You guys will notice that I actually stretch it out a lot compared to what it was, or the stock standard one you will have when you're at this point. And for the alignment, also before we continue, I'm just going to tell you guys quick that I'm also going to give you guys the share code for this tune in the description and probably the comments as well. So if you don't want to copy everything, you can just go over there. Otherwise, take your screenshot now or pause the video. So for the alignment, the front alignment is actually pushed up all the way to 5 degrees. This will angle the wheel more, which means that we won't be driving on the wheel flush. We'll only be driving on the side of the wheel. This will allow even less drag than the wheel actually sitting fully on the road, and it's going to increase our times. For the rear, we have actually increased it a little bit to 0.8. So this is definitely going to help us with putting our wheel down, flush to the floor when we accelerate. So if you're not familiar with it, I'll drop a card for you guys in the top right corner where you can actually see how to properly tune camber. So a quick description on how it works is that whenever you accelerate, the weight from the front of the car goes to the back of the car, which means the rear end will actually go downwards. And that's going to compress your entire suspension and make a positive camber a negative camber. So that is why we took it more in the positive, so that when the max power is actually pressing down on the suspension, our wheel will be flush with the road. Going over the toe, it's 0, 0, and 7. For these sway bars, we have got both of them at max. For the springs, this car doesn't like a stiff front spring. It likes it kind of smooth. I think it's for maybe like just to put down the car nicely after every shift, I suppose. But nevertheless, for this rear suspension springs, we have increased its stiffness. This stiffness was actually all the way down to soft. So every time you wanted to like pull away or something, it's like the car wants to pop a wheelie. So that is why we had to increase it a bit, just to make sure we don't lift the front nose up too much, allows us to pop a wheelie, because we gotta go. We should not be looking at the clouds for the day. We are not reporting the weather, everyone. So going over the ride height, as you guys can see here, we dropped the front a little bit and kept the back one a bit up. This is obviously going to help us with when we accelerate and the nose goes up and the rear goes down, just for them to balance out and be like horizontal, like Flash. Going over the damping, this car has got very weird damping settings. I don't know what's up with that. So for the front, it's your front rebound stiffness is literally low, and then obviously the rear stiffness is very high. They should be together, but whenever they are together, it's like the car doesn't like it. So then the rear and the front over here should be the same, and they are. So it's just literally these two, the top and the bottom one. I don't know what's up with this car. Maybe it has to do with weight and all of these things. But nevertheless, for the aerodynamics parts, we didn't install anything here. But if you did, you want to take it all the way down to speed, which is like 0 all the way down. For the brakes, this is just me turning it down a bit. I don't like it when the wheels just lock up the entire time, so I just reduce the pressure a bit. For the differential, as you guys can see here, we've got 45 and 0. For some reason, even if it's 100 and for 100 or 45, the speeds and the times are about similar. But if you look over here, it says 1774. If I take it to 100, it's 2730, which I don't understand because our times are exactly the same. So just for this video, I'm just going to keep it here. I don't know what's wrong with this. It's like the calculations here are wrong. That's why I never actually just look at this. I'll do minor adjustments and see if it is going the right direction or the wrong direction. But like this, I know for a fact that I can put it on a high. The car is still going to perform, even though this is horrible. So if your time is better than mine, it doesn't necessarily mean your tune is better than mine until you get to the road where you can actually see. Theory is different compared to practical. But nevertheless, this is a baseline tune. This tune is going to get you out there. It's going to make you one of the fastest chargers with these motors. And you can actually improve on it. Make it better, stronger, faster, and then you can kick my butt. Okay, let's quickly get out of here, and we are gonna go to the road and do our 400-meter run. So with this car, you don't really have to heat up the wheels. What I just like to do is I just like to accelerate. And as you guys saw, we didn't really spin there, but the first time I did do it, I did actually spin. So you just gotta get the wheels just above normal tire temperature, if it makes any sense. A little bit hotter than ambient. So we're gonna quickly align ourselves up, and this car also has launch controls. 3K, 4K, or 2.5. The 2.5 is where you wanna launch. So we're just gonna send it and see what we can do. I did short shift the second gear. But let's see. 241, that sucks. Usually I get almost 243, but that wasn't bad. I averaged at 242, so it's actually a pretty good run. I'm hearing the storm again. Oh, damn it, it's gonna rain again. So as you guys saw, this car doesn't have a big traction problem from 2,500 RPMs. But as soon as you're trying to do it at 3,000 RPMs, it does spin quite a lot. Nevertheless, it still sticks and goes. Okay, so let's quickly go and do our drag race, which we always do. I don't know, I just love the drag races so much. Here we go. Going over the difficulty settings real quick. As you guys can see, your traction control is off, stability control is off, manual with clutch. So the first gear of this car is going to spin a lot. You guys will notice that. Second gear might spin a little bit as well. It's just because this tune wasn't made specifically on these drag races. What you can do is you can actually put a traction control on. It is going to help your car a little bit more with traction, unless you want to go to tune your car and make your first and probably your second gear a little bit longer as well. But for the sake of just doing this video for you guys, let's go and kick some butts. Come on. We could have actually increased, limited it there. Could have increased the difficulty. Oh my gosh, we're annihilating them. I'm not even sure if that was a good pull away. It was an okay-ish pull away. We were almost at 16.7s. So anyway, that was pretty cool. I can't believe we really pushed these guys so far away. So nevertheless, there we go, guys. I do hope that this video helped everyone out. I hope it was kind of educational, informative, or just fun to watch, or whatever the case is. Thank you so much. Please make sure to drop a big like. If you would love to support the channel, especially if you're new, hit the logo at the bottom right corner to subscribe. If you want to see a similar video, hit the icon on the left. If you want to see one of my most recent videos, hit the icon on the right, and then I'll see all of you legends in my next video. But for now, peace out, everyone.